Donnell Pumphrey, about 10 to 15 minutes ago, headed back to the locker room due to a concussion. All right, there it is. There's the Phantom IR situation that a lot of people have been speculating about. And, Donnell Pumphrey is going to be stashed on there. All right, so let's get to my 53-man Eagles roster projections. Going to give you my all 53 guys. I'm also going to give you my 10 guys on the practice squad. And when I'm finished this video, I will type out all the players that I think are going to make the team. All right, let's start at quarterback. I think the Eagles are going to keep 2 guys. I don't think they keep Matt McGloin. Matt McGloin has been trash all preseason long. I haven't seen anything good from him. It's better off to just keep 2, and you can just put Dane Evans on your practice squad, and if you need to put him on the roster whenever somebody gets hurt, that's what you do. I'm not keeping Matt McGloin on this roster. There's a lot better players on this team right now that deserve roster spots. I'm keeping 2 quarterbacks, not 3. Running back situation. Now, this is one I was toggling back and forth on, because if Donnell Pumphrey wasn't put on this Phantom IR, they might have kept him 5 guys. But because of this concussion, I mean, you can kind of see what's coming. The writing's on the wall. So they're going to keep LeGarrette, Blount, Wendell, Smallwood, Darren, Sproles, Corey, Clement. And, you know, the other thing about Pumphrey as well, man, I mean, Byron Marshall looks better than him. There was a run tonight where Donnell Pumphrey was one-on-one in space against, I forget who it was, but he ran right into the tackler. Just right into him. Showed no elusiveness whatsoever. Just literally ran right into the guy. Donnell Pumphrey stinks. All right, let's move on to wide receivers. I'm keeping 6. All right, so I'm keeping Jeffery. I'm keeping Torrey Smith, Nelson Agholor, Mack Hollins, Marcus Johnson, who caught a touchdown tonight, and Bryce Treggs is my 6th guy, beating out Greg Ward and Shelton Gibson. So those are my 6. At offensive line. All right, so something that I'm curious about the offensive line, I'm curious to see what Doug Peterson does. They have a center by the name of Tyler Orlowski that I think can be their future center in about 2 to 3 years. Are they willing to risk putting him on the practice squad, or are they going to keep him on the roster? I do not have Orlowski making the team. So my linemen are this. My tackles: Jason Peters, Lane Johnson, Halipoulivaati Vaitai, Dillon Gordon. Guards: Isaac Seumalo, Brandon Brooks, Chance Warmack. Centers: Jason Kelsey, Stefan Wisniewski. So I'm keeping 9 linemen. Moving to tight ends, I wanted to put Billy Brown on the roster. He's been very impressive. He's been very athletic, but I didn't put him on the team. I went with Zach Ertz, Brent, Celek, Trey, Burton. But something that I was talking about, and something that we were talking about in the show that I had before, the first half thoughts, don't be surprised if trades are made. You know, like a Trey Burton. If you want to put Billy Brown on the roster, maybe you trade a guy like Trey Burton. Maybe that's something that you do. You know, Howie Roseman, he likes to make moves. All right. Now, this is where things get tricky. Do you think the Colts will pick up Orlowski? Who the hell knows? Who knows? I mean, obviously they need all the line help they can get. Jeez. But Orlowski, I think, is a name to watch out. I don't see a lot of people having him make the team. I don't think he's going to make the team, but I think he's a solid prospect coming out of West Virginia. I know he had the injury and he kind of fell behind, and so I don't think he makes the team. But practice squad, interesting to see if he gets picked up by somebody. Defensive line. All right, so I'm going unprecedented. I have 11 defensive linemen on my team. Now, I know that's ridiculous, but it's tough for me to keep Alex McAllister off this team. Now, I don't know how serious this hamstring injury is that he had tonight, but Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, Vinnie Curry, Stephen Means, Chris Long, and I'm putting McAllister on the team. McAllister has shown me enough. He's shown me a lot. Obviously, I think they like him if they put him on that kind of Phantom IR last year. So long, viney arms. He's got a great speed rush. He can get to the quarterback. This defensive line group is very, very deep. But again, as I mentioned earlier, maybe Alex McCall. Well, he just got hurt, so it kind of hurts his trade stock. But if you want to trade a guy like McAllister, that's something you can do as well. So that's something to keep in mind, because even a guy like Justin Hamilton has looked great for the Eagles, but is he really going to make the team? Because you look at the defensive tackle situation. Fletcher Cox, Timmy Jernigan, Destiny Vial, got Bo Allen, came back tonight, and I've got Elijah Qualls over Hamilton. Elijah Qualls had a very, very good preseason. The athleticism that he possesses for such a big man is extraordinary, and he just keeps making plays left and right, always in the backfield. He's living in the backfield. So I don't have Hamilton making the team, but yeah, that's a name to keep an eye on. Linebackers now. Linebackers, I'm curious what they're going to do. I've got 5 making the team. Jordan Hicks, Nigel Bradham, Michael Kendricks, Joe Walker, and Kamu Grugier-Hill. The reason why he makes the team is special teams because he plays all 4 phases of it. Cut Pumphrey, wanted to see him succeed, but he sucks. Don't see him improving. He's going to be put on Phantom IR because he left today's game with a concussion. So they're setting it up. The Eagles are setting it up. They're putting him on the IR. He's not playing this year. It's a red shirt season for him. That's what's going to happen. Interested to see what happens with Nate Jerry then, because I know he's hurt right now. Now I don't know if you can you put Jerry and Pumphrey both on the IR? Can you do that? I don't know if you can put 2 of them on there, but Jerry had a really good first game, but he got hurt in his last game. So Corey Clement, will he make the team? Yes, I think so. All right, so moving on to cornerbacks now. Another position, really interested to see what the Eagles do. Ronald Darby, Jalen Mills, Rasul Douglas. These are your locks. These are easy ones. My next 3, I did put Patrick Robinson on the team. Dexter McDougal is going to be on the team. And I went with C.J. Smith over Jalen Watkins. And Jalen Watkins, I'll tell you what, last 2 games, he made that switch back to cornerback, and it's going to be a tough decision for the Eagles if they want to cut him because he was all over the field tonight. Now, I think he got hurt. He got hurt today, but last week he had the interception in the red zone. So Watkins also has that versatility of also playing safety. So he's a guy to watch out for if he makes the team or not. Who do you think will be put on PUP for first 6 weeks? Man, I haven't really. I mean, your Jones going to be on there, right? What a garbage-ass game. Shut it down all fourth quarter. Shut it down at fourth quarter. I watched the whole game. It was a tough watch. All right, safeties. I've got Michael Jenkins, Rodney McLeod, Corey Graham, and Chris Maragos. Maragos going to make the team, obviously, because of his special teams prowess. I picked Corey Graham because of his coverage skills. So I picked him. I didn't pick Trey Sullivan. I'm putting Trey Sullivan on the practice squad. So your kicker is going to be Caleb Sturgis. Your punter is going to be Donnie Jones. And Rick Lovato is your long snapper. So there you go. All right. Well, what I did was I put 2 quarterbacks on the team instead of 3. So I took 2 quarterbacks. That opened up a roster spot for an extra defensive lineman. That's the way I worked it. So I didn't put Matt McGloin on my team. So now I know I just went through all the names and who's going to make the team and who I think is going to make the team. But after the video, I will type out my projections. Practice squad. Okay, so practice squad. I got Billy Brown, Justin Hamilton, Shelton Gibson, Greg Ward, Dane Evans, Trey Sullivan, Don Cherry, Tyler Orlowski, Aaron Green, Darryl Green, and Aaron Grimes. So that is my practice squad. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Jerry. I don't know what the rules are with, that shit, but because I know he's hurt. So if you have to put him on the practice squad, I would have to take somebody off. I'd probably take Green off. But there you go. Those are my projections. Do we have to have a long snapper? Do you think they get more depth at tackle with Gordon struggling? Might you make a video on what positions they make? Focus on after initial 53 miles were set for... Too long of a comment there. Dude, yeah, Dillon Gordon does not look good. He looked terrible tonight. Fedkiw game face episode 2. Yeah, interesting because Taylor Hart is the guy. If he doesn't make the team, Dillon Gordon, it might be Taylor Hart. So that's the thing to keep an eye on there. Yeah. So, are we going to add more players from the cut? Yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. Like, because that's what happened last year with Paul Turner. He made the team initially, and then they signed Bryce Treggs, and he got put on the practice squad. So this happens a lot. Just because you make the team initially doesn't mean you stay on the team. Because guys are going to get cut, and you're going to work, kind of work the wire and try to pick somebody up. So that shit happens all the time. It happened a couple years ago at the quarterback spot. So are you scared of Washington week 1? I don't think they are the same. I smell a win. I'll tell you what, they need to win that game. They have to because they got the Chiefs week 2. I don't think they're going to Kansas City and winning that one. So I think the Eagles are going to win. I think they're going to win. They have to. That's a must-win, week 1. I mean, the first 6 games of the season is extremely difficult, and if you lose that game, you're going to go 0-2. I like Pumph. I think his issue is confidence and looked good tonight in the return game. I did not think he looked good in terms of running the ball, though. I talked about it earlier in the video. He was matched up one-on-one in space against a tackler, and he just ran right into him. No elusiveness being shown. Do you think Sidney Jones plays this year? I would sit him. I'm not messing around with an Achilles injury. I'm just, red shirt, play him next year. That's my thought. So that's what I'm thinking with Sidney. Although they were talking about today about him, he's going to be running soon. And, Sidney's all excited about that, getting back on the field and all that. So, all right. That is my 53-man roster projection. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Who would you rather have taken at Pumph spot in the 4th round? I really liked Brennan and I really liked Marlon Mack, the running back from South Florida. And that's the guy I would have taken in the 4th round. Well, actually, I remember initially I wanted to take another cornerback in the 4th round. Because DeMonte Casey was still on the board. I'm blanking. Who was the kid from Iowa? The kid from Iowa was on the board. So I would not have gone running back in the 4th round. I would have gone cornerback. But if I would have gone running back, it would have been either Marlon Mack or Jamal Williams, the kid from BYU, north-south runner in between the tackles. So that's what I would have done. So I know a lot of people have told me that they would have taken Tariq Cohen. A lot of people liked him as well. So, but they picked Donnell Pumphrey and they traded up for him. But you know what? The rest of the draft looks pretty good. So Derek Barnett looks like a stud. Sidney Jones will be a stud. There's no doubt in my mind. Rasul Douglas is progressing. Mack Hollins for a 4th rounder looks amazing. So, you're not going to hit on all your picks. They didn't hit on Pumphrey. Doesn't look like they hit on Shelton Gibson. But looks like they hit on pretty much everything else. And we'll see about Nate Jerry. So we'll see how he progresses. But looks already like a really good draft for the Eagles, and it's refreshing. It's very refreshing. So, all right, I'm going to end this video now. I'll get my roster projections typed up, and I guess if you want to nitpick me and, whatever, let me know in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.